From Kerala. We are here at the capital of Kerala, Trivandrum, and we're going to be spending here the next 4 days. We're mostly here for our wedding preparations because we're getting married. But we're going to be doing some touristic things, so we are going to be taking you with us to all these.
So I'm the local here, and we have the tourist here.
So you're going to get a taste of both.
Today we are at one of the most popular locations and the touristic spots, and it's called Padmanabhaswamy Temple, and it's considered one of the most richest temple in the whole world.
Yes, so we did try to come yesterday evening, but foreigners are not allowed in at all.
Yeah,
it's only for locals.
Yeah, that's the tradition here. They don't let any foreigners to go inside the temple, but we can just walk around.
Yeah, so we're gonna show you that. For men, if you're local, you may have to wear the traditional.
The men's attire is you have to go topless, and then you need to wear a traditional skirt, and that's the only thing that's allowed for a man to go inside the temple.
Yeah, and then for women, it's you have to be covered, but not for foreigners, unfortunately. Anyway, so without further ado, let's get you to the temple. So next to the temple, there's also the
palace. It's called Kuthira Malika. It used to be one of the palaces where the Maharajas of Travancore used to live.
Yes.
So we're gonna take a look at it's now a museum.
Yes.
So we're gonna go around, take a look at the museum, and look at the ancient and the traditions of Kerala.
Yes. Let's go.
Fresh bananas.
Yes. Alright guys, we just finished the tour at the palace,
Yeah.
But unfortunately we're not allowed to take any pictures or videos inside, so we can only show you the exterior, but it's gorgeous. The palace is beautiful. It's like banana trees and coconut trees everywhere, and then the architecture, and amazing.
Only part of the palaces are opened. It
Yeah.
belongs to the temple trust, and everything else is closed actually.
Yeah, it actually still belongs to the Maharaja family, which vacated it 200 years ago, and now they live in a different palace. So that's why many of the rooms are closed. It doesn't fully belong to the government.
And an interesting fact that I learned today is that even now the Maharajas still live, and they
Yeah.
live in another palace, and they're supposed to come here every day at 7 a.m.
Yes.
And if they don't make it to the temple at 7 a.m. and they are given a penalty,
Yes.
apparently. So that's interesting.
Yeah, alright. See you in the next stop. Okay guys, stop number 2, which is the next day for us, is Chalai Market, which is the oldest market in the town.
So here you can find anything ranging from fruits, vegetables, to utensils or furnitures, flowers,
clothes,
everything.
pretty much everything. It's
It's a go-to place for everything, but you can find people selling things on the streets.
In
It's
shops.
chaotic.
yeah. All right, let's explore. It's okay, leave it. Okay. So, main mode of transport in India. Two-wheeler. So we have our local guide here. I wouldn't recommend driving a motorcycle if you're not a local. It's a bit crazy. But if
Be
you're
safe. Wear a helmet.
All right, off to our next stop, Indian Coffee House. Alright guys, we are in the Indian Coffee House. It's located at one of the most central places in Trivandrum, and we came here because it's famous for its food and obviously its coffee.
And one of the most interesting facts about this place is that the architecture is built by a famous architects called Laurie and
Baker?
Baker. Yeah, exactly. So it follows a sustainable and efficient way of building it, and more suited to the environment here in India.
Yeah,
So-
it's also spiral, and as it goes upwards, the diameter is shrinking to support the building. So we have gotten some masala dosa and biryani. So first food, then coffee will follow. Next stop is the Kanakakunnu Palace. It's one of the palaces here in Trivandrum. It has incredible gardens, and it's said to be where the royal family was entertaining their guests.
So now this place serves to host a lot of events and activities. Actually today there's some event happening, and it's like there's like a flower show here, and later there'll be some concerts up here. So
Yeah,
we're
so-
just gonna walk around the place.
Okay guys, but like the palace is closed because it's under renovation.
Yeah.
So we're unable to see it, but the gardens were really pretty. So I believe that when it's open again, it will be a totally worth place to go.
Yeah.
Our next stop was the Napier Museum.
Alright guys, Napier Museum ticked. So we are not allowed to take videos inside, so I can insert some pictures here actually.
It was quite simple. They had some ancient architectures and as well as arts primarily.
Arts with the gold. They also had exhibits from other countries like Bali or China. Overall, it's a simple, small, and nice museum to see. I was honestly more mesmerized by the architecture of the building itself rather than the exhibits, but I think it's worth paying a visit to it. Oh, and another thing, locals pay 10 times less than foreigners. I think that's the case everywhere actually.
Yeah.
It's not the only time that I paid more, but it's still quite cheap, I would say. This is beauty. It's supposed to be that where the kings would sit and get transported. Can you buy me one of these?
Sure, this is yours, baby.
Is mine?
Yeah, it's already ours.
Okay.
They're gonna bring it to our palace.
Great.
Okay.
The palace will visit.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
palace.
Okay, so we bought the palace and this carriage. Alright guys, we just finished the Sree Chitra Enclave. So what I understand is that Kerala was always a more democratic place. Also they honored a lot arts. So going to these two museums you will understand well like the history from the Maharaja rulers, how they changed Kerala to be at the state it is right now, and also in the Napier Museum you can really admire the art. So I would recommend both these museums. In general, in this area you will find another museum, the Natural History Museum, which we are not going today, and also the zoo, which is said to be really nice because the animals are not in captivity. But for us this is gonna be for next time. For now, we will see you at our next stop. Stop is Kovalam Beach, one of the must-see places in Trivandrum. We are specifically in Taj Green Cove Resort, and our next activity is cruising the backwaters. See you there.
After cruising the backwaters, we enjoyed a drink with nice sunset views next to the sea. This marks the end of our trip to Trivandrum. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this type of content, stay tuned because exploring India has just begun.